Hey guys, as you probably know, I'm currently moving to a new place and I have a lot of stuff to move, so I've been quite busy. The good news is I should be resuming to my regular content in the next week or so this video is just going to be a short one. We have David Reeves here who will be giving us a lecture about the circulatory system and why it proves God. Let's have a look.
The circulatory, or cardiovascular system, is a wonder of engineering.
Just because it's a good system doesn't mean it was engineered.
Somehow your muscles, tissues, and each cell needs to be able to receive nutrients, expel wastes, and receive oxygen. Now your body also needs to be able to transport proteins and hormones throughout.
Well, yes, the blood is essentially a transport system, but this is seen a lot throughout other forms of life. It may not be blood like it is in humans, but a water-based transport system is very crucial. Like flies, for example, that dark liquid that splatters when you swat it, it's a water-based transport system. This is a huge reason why we look for water when scientists look for life on other planets. It's because water is a powerful solvent that surpasses that of other liquids. It is the ideal transport system of organisms. The blood of humans is just one way of it being utilized. Of course, that doesn't mean it is the best, but rather the transport systems are optimized depending on the organism. Plants, for example, have xylem and phloem systems for water and sugar movement, and these systems are not very interchangeable between species of distant relatedness, which suggests that these systems have adapted for that particular species. And this is exactly what natural selection would entail. There's no particular reason to say that this was engineered by an intelligent designer, since there still exist many flaws which I will go over later.
If foreign invaders get into your system, you need to be able to attack and get rid of them. And this requires some sort of a delivery system to get these fighter cells where they need to go.
Well, the circular system is only partly responsible for that job. The lymphatic system is just as important for immune function, if not more important. You make it seem like the circulatory system is responsible for 100% of the tasks you named, but that's simply not the case. Usually it works in conjunctions with other organs to produce the desired effect. I don't think this really changes the point you're making, so let's continue.
Blood is made up of 4 parts. Making up 45% of your blood volume are red blood cells to transport oxygen and get rid of carbon dioxide.
Now that we're here, let's talk about some flaws of the red blood cell. One big example is sickle cell anemia, where red blood cells become a sickle shape, which reduces its ability to carry oxygen. Please explain why God couldn't have just made it impossible for red blood cells to mutate this way.
Now the second piece of the puzzle would be our white blood cells. These cells fight infections and help keep you healthy.
The white blood cell. When it comes to flaws of the human body, the immune system is one of the first examples I turn to. Don't get me wrong, it's a great system that functions in very complex ways, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have its flaws. Autoimmunity is a huge field in medicine, simply because there are so many diseases that result from your own white blood cells attacking healthy cells, such as scleroderma, pulmonary fibrosis, type 1 diabetes, and more. Please explain why an all-powerful being would create a system that would occasionally attack itself. Now, I'm pointing these out because I know what David here is ultimately going to say. He's eventually going to link this to, look how perfect it is, therefore God.
Next are the platelets. These cell fragments only last about a week and are responsible for clotting your blood and forming scabs. That's a spectacular feature in and of itself.
Well, platelets, if not controlled properly, can contribute to blood vessel clotting, and that could lead to a lot of diseases. There's a fine line in terms of how much we want our clotting mechanism to perform.
Of course, the blood requires a pump to get it where it needs to go. And that pump is a fist-sized muscular organ located in your chest. I'm talking about your heart.
As great as the heart is, it also has its flaws. For example, why not make 2 coronary arteries so in case one clots up, you don't get a heart attack? What about babies born with atrial septal defects, which is essentially a hole between the 2 atria of the heart so blood ends up flowing backwards? Heart disease is the #1 killer in the world right now, so I would assume God could have done a better job with it.
The circulatory system is incredibly complex and bears all the hallmarks of being specially designed by our Creator. It's not the result of chance, random processes over millions of years. It's the result of our intelligent Creator who made us fearfully and wonderfully in His image.
And there it is. Okay, if you look at all the good the human body has without acknowledging the flaws, then yes, it seems like it's perfect. But no, there are flaws, and that is what we would expect from natural selection, which doesn't give us perfect organs and systems. Anyway, that's my time. Worry not, I should be resuming my regular content in the next week or so. And I'm also planning a live stream, which I promised to do, but haven't gotten around to it yet. Be patient with me, please. Okay, bye.